Hello and welcome to our two-part Valentine special. This part 1 is for those who are in a relationship and part 2 for those who are not. Continue to watch this video if you would like to understand what love is according to one theory and what you can do to deepen your relationship and understand where it is going. My name is Dr. Ruben Gagarin. I'm your favorite family psychiatrist. Let's dive in. Let's start with understanding what love is. First of all, love is emotion. This is something that all humans are capable of experiencing. Well, most of us. It's a feeling of connectedness and affection towards someone, set of thoughts and expectations that another person would connect with us back. When we click, it makes us very happy. We feel as if we can spend our entire lives together. Why do we have this emotion? Like all other emotions, love has evolved over many generations through evolution. Love keeps us together like a glue, not only partners, but also as a society. When we have our children, it takes many years for them to mature. Even physically, for the first few years, they're totally incapable of taking care of themselves. And while one parent may be out hunting for food, another parent should take care of the young and protect them. So they need this connection. So then the first parent, when they went hunting, they don't run away too far, and they should be able to find their way back. So this love is the motivation for them to find their partner and their children and continue to take care of them. As long as humans existed, they wanted to understand themselves, and first of all, they wanted to understand where their love comes from, and they try to classify it and create different theories of it. In this video, we're going to talk about one of those theories that was proposed by Robert Sternberg. I like this theory because it is very flexible. It is only 3 dimensions, but on each dimension there is a spectrum. So there are endless possibilities how to understand each individual relationship. And it is straightforward enough to understand what practical steps you can take to apply to your particular relationship. Robert Sternberg proposed to understand love in 3-dimensional model, like the rest of the physical world. He proposed that the first dimension is passion, something that we experience physically. We want to be physically with someone, hug them, kiss them. This is lust. This is a desire. Second dimension is intimacy. That is trust. That is feeling comfortable sharing your deepest secrets, feeling of emotional connection with someone. The third dimension is commitment. That is actually why we have love in the first place, to commit to the relationship, to stay together forever, so we can take care of our kids and have someone to take care of us when we're old. If you don't mind, let me illustrate this theory based on my personal relationship with my wife. It is hard to believe for me that this summer we're gonna celebrate 30 years together. That is a stark contrast with most of my patients for whom 3 months is a long term and 3 kilometers is a long distance. In any case, when we first met, we did not develop any passion or physical attraction to each other. I was invited to my classmate birthday party on my first year undergrad, and here she was. She was beautiful, and she still is. She was full of energy, very engaging, and she still is. And I really wasn't. So she did not feel much of attraction to me. So, of course, I noticed her like everyone else. But over the next couple of years, nothing really happened. We met a few times when we were invited to the same events. So we had maybe exchanged a few phrases here and there, but we did not really develop a relationship. Until one year when she felt kind of lonely and she needed some support, and I started independent life, so I really didn't have much of support and a lot of friends in that area of the city. So we connected, we spent quite a bit of time together, and what we realized that we actually share a lot of interests too: food and movies. Then also we realized that we actually share a lot of personal values, although we didn't really think of that as values, but we always had something to talk about. We also like to listen to music, especially if it came with some video stream. Over time, we developed trust. That means intimacy. We felt very comfortable sharing our personal stories, talking to each other. Over time, we developed more physical connection, and well, here we are. 30 years later, obviously, we also developed commitment. So on all three, at least some point, we had high levels. I remind you, it's intimacy, commitment, and passion. A lot of the time people start with passion and physical attraction, then they develop intimacy, and then they decide to commit to the relationship. That wasn't really our story. It is also interesting that over the years it is evolved. That is not what Robert Sternberg is talking about. He's talking about different types, almost like fixed like a photo, not like video. But video, like life, it actually continuum from birth to death, and together we spent so much time with my wife that I can tell you that our relationship is not exactly the same as it was before, but in a lot of ways it is actually deeper. In our 20s, we probably had more physical passion, but over the past 30 years, we developed way more intimacy, and obviously we proved to each other that we are committed to this relationship. We have 3 kids together, this beautiful house, we support each other through our careers and life pursuits. What we also have in our relationship that Robert Sternberg didn't talk about is a respect. And that is very interesting and important dimension that I think should be added to the original model. Respect is something that you should feel when your partner listens to you and tries to accommodate your needs, but without sacrificing themselves. They just do it out of respect for you, so you don't feel guilty or you feel obligated to return back their favor. If you made it that far in the video, you may ask yourself, why am I sharing my story? This is a story of hope and success. You may hear a lot of horror stories about failed relationships. More than 50% of marriages fell apart. There are many custody battles over children. Children suffer. And what you don't hear is the positive stories of someone like me who just live their quiet lives with their wives and children, and they don't necessarily scream about it. In any case, how does this theory apply to your relationship? First of all, you should probably evaluate and place your relationship on these 3 dimensions. The Valentine's Day is a good sort of checkpoint to kind of see, well, where are we? So you should ask yourself, are we passionate for each other? Is my partner passionate for me? Does he want to have that physical connection and be physically close with me? Does he or she feel comfortable sharing their stories? Am I feeling comfortable sharing my secrets with my partner? And are we committed to the relationship? And are we at the point when we want to be committed, or we want to keep it open for now and see where it takes us? Because the problem is that, of course, ideally, you want all of these 3 dimensions to be high at every single point in your life, but it won't be. Sometimes you feel that you feel more passion, but sometimes you have migraine. There is no physical passion when you have a migraine. So sometimes you may feel intimate and you want to share, and sometimes you have something that you don't even know where to start sharing. Sometimes you feel committed to the relationship, but then your partner didn't wash the dishes or didn't do something else that they were supposed to do, and you kind of don't really feel that committed to that relationship that particular evening. So it is very flexible and it evolves over time, but Valentine's Day is a good excuse to maybe take a stock of what is happening. It is also a good opportunity to maybe think what kind of questions you may ask your partner to maybe see where they are. For instance, you may decide that you are not very intimate. That is extremely important, and you cannot really force it, because then it feels kind of unnatural and fake, and instead of pulling someone closer, you may end up pushing them away. So what can you do to improve your intimacy? You can ask questions. Sometimes they're serious. You can say, are there any secrets that you would like to share with me? Is it something that I should know about you? It could be sort of joking, like a game. You can say, let's play a little game together. If there was a place in the world you want to travel, what is it and why? You can ask, so we spent past 3 weeks or 3 months months or 30 years together, what kind of good memories you have about the past, what are the most cherished experiences we had together. You can talk about these things and understand your partner more. The more questions you ask and the more time you spend listening, you should then expect that your partner would also ask you similar questions and listen to your story, and that would be a good sort of checkpoint and understanding where you are intimacy-wise. If you think that your passion may be sort of wearing off and you would like to put another spark to it, there are a lot of videos and movies and suggestions what to do about it. Most of the time when people talk about love, they talk about passion. So I don't have to spend a lot of time on this video talking about it, but experiment. Commitment is something that comes kind of naturally. You cannot really force it. However, there is interesting statement that I heard once in a lecture. One of the psychologists said that "I love you" statement is actually a political statement. That kind of took me aback. I'd never really thought about it this way, but then he kind of asked, why would we say that? What is the purpose? And then when we say it, we have particular expectation what the response should be. If I say I love you and you say, okay, thank you, then this is not a response that I'm expecting. If I say I love you and you're quiet and you run away, that is also not a response that I'm expecting. The reason why they call it a political statement is because it forces the other side to respond to you in a particular way, and it's a big test of the relationship. If you think about it, there is really no other need. You can maintain your relationship without saying it. You can be close, you can have intimacy and passion and commitment without really ever uttering the words. Let's talk about practical suggestions. So what I think you should do is before you even decide how to celebrate, or maybe you have decided but you want to tweak it in a certain way that helps you to understand your partner better and deepen your relationship, this is what you should do. If you have not decided how to celebrate, first of all, I suggest that you think of experiences. Suggestion number one. One of the most memorable experiences that we had with my wife over the Valentine's Day is when she invited me to a beautiful dinner where wine was paired with various chocolates. It was a lot of fun, and I still remember it. I don't quite remember any physical things that she gave me, and I'm sure that she doesn't remember what kind of roses I bought her on each Valentine's Day. So think of experiences. Suggestion number two, try to create an environment where you can actually have a meaningful conversation, and then most of all, listen. You can ask any kind of question, but make sure that you pay attention to your partner and what they are telling you. So try to feel for them. Try to imagine how they feel if you never had similar experiences when they start sharing. Suggestion number three is try not to force any of this. Although there is a model and there is an ideal picture when all three dimensions should be high, but you can't really force it. You can only facilitate, almost like a flower, like a rose. You just let it grow and develop, and at some point in the future it will blossom. In any case, on this Valentine's Day, as a conclusion of this video, I wish you all the best in your relationship, all the happiness and love. Thank you very much for watching this video. Like this video if you did, subscribe to it, leave a comment, share with me how you celebrated your Valentine's Day and what else you would like me to talk about in regards to mental health. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.